get your sense of how things are likely to unfold. Koko Jomudao was part of our team in the community of Moletjie today and joins us now live. And I'm not quite sure how far Moletjie is from Seshego, Kokecho, but I suppose this is important because just a few days ago, we heard of violence potentially between ANC and EFF supporters there that left a 9-year-old girl wounded. One has to wonder to what extent Malema will be addressing this.
Sounds like there's a big noise coming.
Well, thank you so much, Ayanda, and good morning to you and good morning to the viewers. Indeed, Moletjie is just next to, Seshego. In fact, Seshego is part of Moletjie, so that it is under Polokwane municipality, and I can tell you that it's very close to where Julius Malema, the EFF Commander-in-Chief, is coming from. And I can tell you that, indeed today he'll be coming here in Moletjie to engage with the traditional leaders. As we are speaking now, we are here at Moletjie Mushate, where we are expecting the Commander-in-Chief or the EFF leader, Julius Malema, to address those community leaders. And he's also going to open some boreholes around these communities, because you may understand that water has always been a big challenge, particularly in the Polokwane municipality in the recent months. But to get more on this, I'm now here joined by the EFF convener of elections in the Limpopo province, is Mr. Godrich Gardee. Thank you so much for joining us here on SABC News. We understand that the Commander-in-Chief is expected to come here today. What can we expect from him, particularly during the engagements with the community leaders?
Good morning, my brother, and good morning to our viewers. The President will be here for a private encounter and engagement with His Majesty Kgoshi Moletjie, and later on address and have an engagement with the Traditional Council of Moletjie. Later in the day at 2 p.m., the President will be at Ward 36 in the Black Sports Ground. The ordinary community meetings that he has been holding in throughout other provinces as a build-up to the 25th May Peter Mokaba Stadium Chelatupa rally of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and later in the evening at Ward 10.
So we understand that you chose Moletjie. Why Moletjie out of all these other areas in Limpopo? And we understand that yesterday you were in Ramolebo. So why you decided to come here in Moletjie today? What is so significant about this area?
Every area in South Africa, in Limpopo and in Polokwane in particular, is very significant. The townships, the villages, the traditional institutions, and the religious formations, they are all important, and we leave no one behind. And coming here, it's a very significant activity, because it is traditional in Africa that you make your presence known to the king in the village, that there will be guests coming from as far as Musina, coming as far as from Pegasford, coming as far as from Tabazimbi. And His Majesty should not be surprised when he sees people filling up the space where he is in charge.
Okay, we also understand that this area is very close to Seshego, where recently there was sort of, allegations of political intolerance between the ANC and the EFF members. How far are your investigations, and what did you get in terms of what actually transpired there? Because you understand that a 9-year-old girl was shot and wounded.
The matter is before competent authorities. The Independent Electoral Commission is having a meeting later today at 3 p.m. The matter is before competent South African police services, and we should not preempt it with some insinuation and biased perspectives. We should leave it to a well-resourced institution to provide an outcome of their inquiry.
And then we understand that, Seshego is one of the EFF stronghold, particularly because the EFF leader is coming from that area. What are you doing to ensure that, there is a sanity, there is a sort of, political tolerance among the different political parties?
Every corner of South Africa is a stronghold of the economic freedom fighters, and not only where the leader of the economic freedom fighters come from. It's a wrong narrative that you are putting through to our viewers and the nation. And in terms of the issue of political tolerance, we have said it from day one when we launched the election campaign, that we look forward to a peaceful, orderly, free and fair election in South Africa, and no political entity should be prohibited from campaigning anywhere in South Africa for all the correct, good reasons of our constitutional democracy. We are saddened and shocked about what happened, the unfortunate incident of Juju Valley, and we look forward to a very productive outcome of the inquiries by the competent authorities. It should not have happened. It must never happen. And we are committed as the economic freedom fighters to the electoral code of conduct of the Independent Electoral Commission. We do not have to disrupt our own victory of the 29th May 2024. We are a government in waiting. We are going to vote out the ANC, and their irritation and their history of violence and political intolerance during the formative stage of the EFF, where they were burning our tents in Ekurhuleni and shooting our members in Mpumalanga and everywhere, is finding expression everywhere, even in this new era 10 years after the formation of the EFF.
We understand that this weekend the EFF will be hosting the Tselatupa rally at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. Take us through, how are the preparations and how many people can we expect in that rally?
The stadium is certified to carry almost 43,000 people seated, because some other seats are not there. We don't know what happened with the tender, even though they call it a 45,000 stadium seater. We are looking forward to filling up Peter Mokaba Stadium. Any other thing beyond filling it up, well, we will welcome it, but filling it up will be there. We are firing a warning shot that there will be an EFF flag at the Union buildings and in Parliament in Cape Town. And for that matter, as soon as the results are announced that the EFF has won the elections on the 30th of May, we are more likely to probably convene Parliament in Pretoria or somewhere in Joburg, because it can't be Cape Town. We are not interested in a colonial parliament in Cape Town.
Okay, just the second last question here. We understand that you are saying that you're going to fill up the Peter Mokaba Stadium, and we understand that the EFF has been filling up stadiums. But how are you going to ensure that those numbers translate to the votes?
It's too late to even ensure now. If we did not ensure before today, there is nothing more to say about ensuring that they are actually voters. We have been engaged in a very fruitful voter registration campaign, voter education campaign, prior to the closure of in South Africa, and we're confident that our children in all institutes of higher learning, our grade 11 and grade 12, and all those who have been displaced by the collapsing mines and industries in Gauteng and Mpumalanga, who are back in the villages of Moletjie and Seshego and the whole of Limpopo in Venda and Musina, they have actually notified IEC of the change of their voting station and where they will be voting, and re-registered as voters of Limpopo. We have been aggressive in that campaign called the New Fish.
All right. So let's just the last question. I want to bring in the international issue here. We understand that, just yesterday, countries like Spain, Ireland, and Norway, they've officially recognized Palestine as an independent state. What is your reaction as the EFF? Because we understand that you've been pro-Palestinians throughout.
It's long overdue. It's most welcome, and for that matter, Norway actually hosted the Oslo Accord, which was a very good attempt to bring about a two-nation-state solution in the conflict in Palestine by the Zionist Israel of Netanyahu and others. And for Ireland is a product of a struggle of its own with the Irish Republican Army. It's long overdue, as people who have actually fought for their own independence from the Queen and the King and the monarch of United Kingdom. Spain too has also gone through such pains of their own independence, and it is a solidarity of the former colonized and captured countries by the imperialists that actually should lead the charge to recognize Palestine as an independent entity, autonomous state from Israel, just as President Mandela and the Republic of South Africa did by recognizing Palestine as a diplomatic community in South Africa.
Well, Mr. Godrich Gardee, thank you so much for talking to us here on SABC News. That is Mr. Godrich Gardee. We understand that he's the EFF's election convener in Limpopo, talking to us here about the events that are leading to the Tsalatupa rally, which is going to take place on weekend at the Peter Mokaba Stadium. But for now, let's get back to you in studio.
All right, Godrich Gardee, thanks very much indeed. Godrich just live to us there from Moletjie in Limpopo. And yeah, the political temperature certainly heating up to the polls next Wednesday.